Death is the great equalizer, the inevitable destination that awaits every living being. It doesn't matter how much wealth you've amassed, how much power you've wielded, or how many accomplishments you've stacked up like trophies on a shelf. Everything eventually returns to dust. That's the harsh reality nobody can escape. Yet, despite its certainty, death remains one of the most feared and misunderstood aspects of life. People flinch at the thought, avoid the conversation, and bury their awareness of its presence beneath the noise of their daily distractions. It's as if they believe that by ignoring it, they can somehow postpone its arrival. But in doing so, they miss something essential, something profound. Understanding death is not about allowing it to paralyze you with fear. It's about letting it jolt you awake to the raw, precious intensity of life. To deny death is to deny your own purpose. It's like running from the darkness only to find yourself blinded by the light. It's avoidance over engagement, hesitation over expression, safety over boldness. Those who truly understand death do not live in terror of it. They let its inevitability sharpen their priorities, cut away the trivial, and remind them that every moment is a gift on borrowed time. They refuse to waste themselves on pettiness, resentment, or pointless pursuits. They live with the relentless clarity that one day their lungs will draw breath for the final time, and because of that, they make every single breath count. The question is not whether we will die. That's the only part of life that's guaranteed. The real question is whether we will truly live. Will we pour everything we have into the world? Will we love without reservation, holding nothing back, making peace with ourselves and others along the way? Or will we reach the end burdened with regret, having chased illusions instead of meaning? The wisdom of great spiritual traditions has always understood this truth. In Buddhism, there's the practice of meditating on one's own death, not as some morbid exercise, but as a way to cultivate insight and appreciation. The Lakota people have a saying, "Today is a good day to die." It's not a wish for death, but a declaration of readiness, a testament to having lived so fully, loved so deeply, and walked with such integrity that if death came knocking, nothing would be left unfinished. The wisdom of great spiritual traditions has always understood this truth. In Buddhism, there's the practice of meditating on one's own death, not as some morbid exercise, but as a way to cultivate insight and appreciation. The Lakota people have a saying, "Today is a good day to die." It's not a wish for death, but a declaration of readiness, a testament to having lived so fully, loved so deeply, and walked with such integrity that if death came knocking, nothing would be left unfinished. Legacy isn't about how many people remember your name. It's about the mark you leave on the hearts of those you encounter. It's not about statues, awards, or history books. It's about whether, in the time you were given, you helped others to suffer less, to love more, and to awaken to their own divine nature. Too often, people believe that legacy is something reserved for the powerful, the famous, the influential. But legacy is not built by grand gestures. It's built in the small, quiet moments. It's in the kindness extended when no one's watching, the wisdom shared without expectation of recognition, the support given to those who need it most. It's in the way a parent teaches a child to be kind, the way a friend lifts another from the darkness of despair, the way a stranger's generosity ripples outward in unseen, unmeasurable ways. Whether you realize it or not, you are creating your legacy every single day. The question isn't whether you will leave a legacy, but what kind of legacy you will leave. Will it be one of love or one of fear? Will people remember you for the way you uplifted them, or for the way you built walls to keep them out? Will your life's presence leave the world better, even if only in the smallest, most personal ways? The greatest tragedy isn't death itself, it's living as if you have infinite time. As if tomorrow is guaranteed to be yours. As if there's always another day to say, "I love you," to forgive, to pursue your dreams, to become the person you were meant to be. But tomorrow is never promised. The only time that's ever truly yours is now. And so the challenge is simple: stop waiting. Stop postponing the things that matter most. If there's love to express, express it now. If there's an apology to make it now. If there's a dream to pursue, pursue it now. If there's healing to be done, do it now. Later is nothing but an illusion. To live fully is to live without unfinished business. It's to walk through life in such a way that if death were to come tomorrow, you'd have no lingering words left unspoken, no withheld love, no unresolved conflicts. It's to make peace with the truth of impermanence, to recognize that nothing is ever truly yours. Everything is borrowed, and one day everything will be returned. Attachment is the source of suffering. People cling to things, relationships, identities, hoping they can possess them forever. But nothing in this world is permanent. Everything changes, everything moves, everything eventually dissolves. The more you resist this truth, the more you suffer. The more you embrace it, the more you are free. True freedom comes from understanding that nothing belongs to you, not even your own body. You are a visitor here, passing through this realm for a brief moment in time. And in that moment you have a choice: to live in fear, clinging to what you cannot keep, or to live in love, giving fully of yourself without reservation. Some people fear death because they fear the unknown. But death is not an end, it's a return. It's a transition from one form of existence to another, a homecoming to the greater reality from which you came. The fear of death is ultimately the fear of losing control, of stepping into the mystery. But life itself is a mystery. Every moment is unknown. Every breath is a leap into uncertainty. The more you accept this, the more at peace you become. To live fully is to live with open hands, to hold everything lightly, to appreciate without possessing, to love without demanding, to give without expectation, and to surrender to the flow of existence, trusting that nothing real can ever be lost, that love endures beyond time, that what you give in this life echoes into eternity. Living well is not about dodging death. It's about facing it with the unwavering certainty that nothing has been left undone, that you poured every bit of yourself into life with full intensity, that you leave this world not with regret, but with gratitude. And when that final breath comes, you can release it knowing every previous breath was used wisely. Live now, love now, give now, because this moment, right here, right now, is all there ever truly is. The greatest tragedy is not death itself, but a life half-lived. And the greatest triumph is not avoiding death, but embracing life so fiercely that when the end comes, all that's left to do is smile and let go.